Hi. So what's in a Feldenkrais awareness through movement lesson? Most people don't seem to know, so I thought I'd show you some things. One of the things that can happen is change. Let me show you what I mean. So I have a neurological habit pattern that's called scoliosis. It's a twist in my spine like these pictures. So if I work with it in a lesson, I can really have a big effect on how much curve I have in my spine. Let me show you what I mean. So as I stand here and get settled on my feet, you'll notice that there's a difference between my right and my left side. That over here on the left, that my arm and my hip are kind of glued together, while over on the right here, there's some space. The reason is that my hips, if I exaggerate it, are shifted to the left and my ribs are shifted to the right. That's because of the twist that happens in my spine. So I'm going to take a few minutes to show you what I would do in an hour-long lesson. I'm just going to give you the highlights of the lesson so we can get an idea of what might happen. If I had a long time, I'd take some time to settle into the ground, to feel the surfaces of my body resting on the ground, to get more in touch with the support of gravity. Then I'd draw my legs up. And the first thing I would do is begin to lift my hips away from the floor by pushing down into the ground through my feet. And I do that many, many times, sensing which side of my pelvis lifts away from the floor first, whether my pelvis is level or whether it's slanted in some way. And I would just continue to make the movement smoother and smoother and smoother. Then I might take a rest. Then I would come back again. And as I lifted up this time, instead of dissipating the force into the floor through my back, I would allow the force to rise up through me. So as you can see now, my spine is growing longer. The force from the floor is now lengthening me on the floor and going all the way up to the top of my head rather than stopping in my lower back. Once I'd established that, I might take another rest, and then I would come up again and I would lift one foot. And you'll notice that when I first start doing that, I drop on the left side and I shift a little bit to the left. So I'm going to put my fingertips on my pelvis so that I can start to really work to even myself out, to use the ground to my advantage, and to bring my left hip joint more clearly into my sense of myself. Then I would make a strong distinction on the other side so that I could differentiate my right hip joint from my left. This is giving me really strong information right now about my hip joints. I might go back and forth, and then I would alternate lifting and lowering. So I'm combining the lifting and lowering with the stepping motion. And as I said before, this would happen over the course of an hour, not just the length of this little thumbnail sketch I'm giving you. Then I would come down and take a rest. And now, let me stand up so that we can see. So even just with that little tiny bit of very strong information about my hip joints, I'm more centered on my legs. Let's see if I back up. I'm more centered in general. So that is really a huge thing for me to be able to manage my scoliosis that way. Please stay tuned for more. Please subscribe to my channel and please leave a comment. Thanks.